Your Excellency, we sincerely thank you and appreciate you for your kind gesture. You've not just been an ambassador, you're more or less like a father to us. On behalf of Nollywood industry, entertainment industry generally, I want to sincerely thank you for being there for us. Since this is the third year, right, in Germany. I think the very just 2 weeks you enter this country, we hosted the first Nollywood festival. Participation was absolutely remarkable, and you said, you promised, you're going to make sure you step it up. And naturally, from that time till now, it has always been higher, and your contribution can never be over. We say thank you. And we know the effort you play to make sure our stars and visiting stars and people that have actually done so much when you talk of philanthropies and all that in Nigeria, that they are here to participate in this Nollywood Film Festival and to receive their honor. We are very grateful. And we've been hearing you been talking like ambassador, how we can give back home. I remember what the one Nigerian said about your placental theory, and that we should never talk bad of Nigeria, because if you're talking bad of Nigeria, you are equally causing yourself because your placenta was very bad. And that's actually something to our mind that whenever we are talking now, we are so scared to talk bad about Nigeria. That word always reflects in our memory. So thank you for being there. Thank you for being a father. And thank you for hosting us. In fact, putting on 5 kilos and all that. And I think when they all go back home, they have history to say about Frankfurt. And all this wouldn't have been possible without the support of your leadership. Thank you to your staff. Second in command, the 2 months, that's his father. And when the going get off, we will enter his office, open drawer, bring out Hennessy, drink, say, okay, where do we go from here? It was tough, really. And we sincerely appreciate all your effort, and we hope you will continue to your last service date here in Germany, and also hand over to whoever is coming next. We sincerely appreciate you. What will not be enough to actually express our appreciation. And I think when they go back home, they have a lot to say. I will also leave the floor open to let them share their experience, what they also feel your effects ever since they also came here in these last few days. Since it's not easy to have an ambassador in your event close to 5 a.m. But keeping president, late night events, that is remarkable. And we're also doing our best to digitalize it. Because before a few days to this event, we create media group for Nollywood Festival. And we have all top newspaper journalists in there. Anything that will happen there that very day, Stella Demetrius was posting in that forum. And journalists all over were receiving it and creating stories around it. That was why you see, when we left cinema that day, before we go home, it was already in Nigerian newspaper. So we will keep doing this, because that's the only way we can also say thank you, so that those Nasoro will also see all these things to read about and know, oh yes, they are doing well. And maybe when you get home, who knows? You will, it's always higher, you will always go. Thank you very much. That's nice.
It be a service for me to live here without committing even a word. I mean, as I said before, you've changed the compass of leadership. Because this hope, at first, we're talking about Nigeria, not just Nigeria. When I see you, I see why. Because lots of times, politicians are renowned, although you're not one of them, for saying one thing and doing another. But you, I will promise your practice what we preach. The quintessential Nigerian man, the full Nigerian man, we accommodate everybody, we practice, you support what we believe in. Our staying here, not definitely doing the same without your support. But the little that you can do, quite sure you'll be pushing it. You are going to do it. And learn a lot. Because I believe in learning. In every situation that I find myself, I'm going to pick up on too. Learn a lot from you as a leader. If you do, I don't know about thank you once again for who you are. Thanks for the hospitality. And time permits, definitely will still engage in the future. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, well, I want to say, when I came here 3 years ago, 3 years ago, yes, because when I was given an award, that was 3 years ago, Ambassador Yusuf Tuga was the ambassador for Germany then, who later became a minister. When I was coming, I didn't ever think I was going to know him, because when I was made the National Deputy Treasurer of the Union Party, All Progressive Congress, I got a lot of letters from ambassadors, from senators, from ministers, and one of the letters I got was from Ambassador Yusuf Tuga. So when he was telling me he was doing Nollywood, and I said, I think I have a letter among my letters from your ambassador. So I sent a message saying, oh, the Deputy National Treasurer of APC, I'm coming for the Nollywood Film Festival. I think he was on his way out then, so he now referred me to Ambassador Wahab Akonde. And I want to say I was well received. All protocols were given to me. I had the protocol from the embassy coming to receive me at the airport and taking me to my hotel. And Ambassador Wahab Akonde even came to my hotel to check on us, to see how we are doing, to pay us the coffee. So when I heard he was going, I was like, oh my God, how is he going to be coming to Germany? But I didn't know we're going to have somebody like you here in Germany, because right now you're not only coming to see us to take care of us, you're inviting us to your home to come and eat and to drink in your home. I want to commend and say Nigeria made a good choice in making you the ambassador to Germany. I want to say we're going to take this message back home to Nigeria. Whenever we have the opportunity at the national level, we will always tell them that yes, you have a good choice in the ambassador you have here in Germany. And I want to thank you for what we are doing for our brother Isaac Izoya, who is promoting the Edo. I met him when I was Commissioner for Culture and Tourism over 2 decades ago, 2003, under Lucky Benedict. And I was quite impressed with what he's doing. And he has been consistent. He's been doing this, that's like 23 years ago. He's been doing it over the years. And I want to thank you so much for your support, because I was here 3 years ago when you mentioned, 2 years ago when you just came in, and you mentioned that you're going to move it to the next level. And I told Isaac yesterday that it's getting better and better. What I saw 3 years ago is not what I'm seeing now, or 2 years ago is not what I'm seeing now. I commended it. This is like the best. I've attended his shows right from when I was commissioner under Lucky. There was one he had in Berlin before he started doing it in Frankfurt. So I can compare and say this is what he did. I think this one has been the best so far. I want to commend you on your effort in making it work out like this. And I want to say, please continue to support him. Continue to give us all the support we need, so that it gets better and better. I'm going to go back home and tell my governor, His Excellency, the best performing governor of Nigeria, one day what is going on here, and try and get him involved too in this Nollywood Film Festival. I have a way I talk to my governor, he will listen. Thank you all. Thank you for giving me the space. Thank you.
I will say something. I do know that in Nigeria will make any speeches. Just like some of us can remember, it was time to actually bury Brutus, talking, and his friend, Madame, they were talking bad about his dead friend, and he had to speak. Even though he just said, we came to bury our brother, Brutus, but not to make speeches. I thought we came to eat. not to make speeches, but well, we're just making remarks anyway, not speeches. But I appreciate your comments, I appreciate your commendations, I appreciate your remarks. But we are civil servants, and you can call us glorified messengers, you can call us VIP messengers. We are messengers of God. And we have a mandate, Section 19 of Nigeria's Constitution. That is our mandate, it's wrapped there. Section 19, A to E. We have the foreign policy objectives of Nigeria. And this objective, number one objective is for the promotion of the national interest. And the national interest is the totality of the values that the country has. So, one of Nigeria's values is encapsulated around culture. And so when we go out, whether as an ambassador or a regular officer on posting, you are reminded of Section 19, you are reminded of the first objective, the national interest, and you are reminded of the elements surrounding national interest. And promotion of Nigeria's cultural heritage is one of the key mandates that you must uphold and preach and practice and protect. So we cannot come here and allow any circumstance any circumstance, no matter how it is, to dwarf our national interests. So we have the primary duty, irrespective of our own conditionalities, to make sure that we continue to raise the profile of our national interests, including the cultural heritage. So, in people in Nollywood, like I said that day in the program, I said something. I said if a cow, the day that tail that waxes around chase away flies, the day that tail goes away, that's when the cow will start looking for the tail. So, in Nollywood, we have discussed today a lot in the background. Nollywood is a body of private Nigerians, struggling Nigerians, struggling and I'm looking for a word that is akin to heroes. People that are showing their prowess to lift up the profile of Nigeria in the Community of Nations without government budget. They do it. Nobody is paying them, nobody is bribing them to raise the profile of Nigeria. Not people like that are even doing the state assignment. And then you have an instrument that gives you a mandate to protect and promote that asset. Then you have no duty than to make sure that asset is well guarded, is well protected. So that is the reason why we do what, or we must do what we must do, or we do what we must do. It is a duty, it is a mandate, we must protect it. Sometimes you may go to some places and you don't get that kind of support. There may be some conditionality or circumstances. Even here, for instance, Mr. Israel can testify, but this is not the moment to even begin to naked some of the things. But he can tell some of the circumstances here. He can compare 24 years and see hurdles that from Berlin to Frankfurt, sometimes year in, year out, the mission has faced. You will know, probably We have raised the profile past this ladder. But there are hiccups that we all know that may be associated with budget. Nevertheless, we must always prioritize what is paramount in our national interest. When you have that asset that showcases your values, your traditions, what we cherish, what people know about you, you must uphold it. You must make sure you don't let it falter. So it is a duty. Even if I leave this place tomorrow, officers in the mission will continue to support the work of Nollywood because of the importance it has in our national, to our national image. They will do it. It could have been in Berlin, it could have been in Brussels, it could have been in Rome. I bet you will get the same support or similar support. We will do it. It's a mandate. Because the section 19 did not say only Frankfurt should practice it. Or only Rome, or only Nigerian in Paris. No. I know when I served in Paris, we had a cultural week that about 3 or 4 Nollywood stars were invited. That time Ambassador Bristol was the ambassador. When they saw recipes. Going Bristol in between 2009, between 2008 and 2012. He was the ambassador there. We had African cultural week 2 times, organized by the Nigerian embassy. And every year, Nollywood and stars were coming. The first year I was there with him. The second year I had already been to myself. Then some Nollywood and then some states were supporting. Like the first state, he is from Rivers. But the first state that even sent a state troop, Bayelsa, sent a state troop in the first edition. The second edition, another state sent, then had not gone home. So what I'm saying is that every of our mission has the duty to make sure this foreign policy objective is projected. So what I'm saying is that we cannot fail. It is a mandate. If we don't do, because we must send a report. If we don't send a comprehensive report on the thing that happened in the weekend, then we have failed. And then some of the issues we have discussed here silently, some of the issues that were projected on Saturday in the program, on Friday in the movie night, we must highlight them in our reports. We have mentioned some critical recommendations here today. We always put them as technocrats. Like as I was telling you, so it's left for the politicians to buy, they choose which one to buy. Well, some recommendations. That's possible. So, truly speaking, Nollywood, in fact, in personal terms, I love Nollywood more than even in official capacity. I should have been into acting. I told Mr. Zua, he never knew for the first time.
It's not late yet.
Well, maybe when I retire, I'm sure. Because now if I go now, it may be contradictory. But in personal terms, I think I love Nollywood more than official capacity. Because I was talking about this some of the Igbo words I know, I am speaking. I learned from Chimachebe. We acted Nollywood when I was in school. Think of the No Longer Is. Olaro Tini, You Got Not to Blame. Yeah. Some of the Gold, some people clap. We acted many Nigerian plays. I was in a college of education. I took prize for the best student dramatist. Wow. I never said it anywhere publicly. Yes.
You're on camera. You're on camera.
Yes.
It's no more secrets.
When I finished my NC, I didn't go to university. I was going for audition with the team in Jos. Before he died. So many times I don't know, I didn't want to be in the only to go to acting. My father said, "Dear, I want to shoot all this thing. Parental, this thing. Oh, your father will curse you if you don't do this." So I just have to stop and then completely let anything that happens to the teacher go and do from two sides. But who knows, like you said, who knows? But not when I'm seeing the service, maybe when I'm tired. But I love acting because when you sit And you see, when you read some books of Chebe, when you read Unwavering Film, and you see that Unwavering Film in some books, in a sentence, you cease and put Swahili or the Cree language. They asked him after that, he said, anyhow he puts the message in English, he cannot project the message. So, you know, when you think deep into things like that, you know what it means to act. When I acted in Things for the Past, I was the top elder of Omohia. When they were sending Obi to school, I was the one that was championing the instructions. When they sent people to read the law, I want to protect the people of the land. Because the people of Omohia contributed money to go to school to protect them in fighting their land cases.
About no longer.
No longer is no longer. Then he went there and go and read classics. The people felt no, he had disappointed them. So I was among the top elders that sat him down and talked to him. And I remember teaching us some of the Igbo proverbs. The director will help me to even write some Igbo words to speak them on the stage.
Makes it believable.
Exactly. And some people were asking, when did you start speaking? You didn't speak them. I said, well, that's what the director. So when you see these people doing Nollywood, you see them, they act that you clap, when you watch here. Some acts, some scenes are repeated 20 times before the director says he's okay with it. If you're not patient, go home. If you say take it again, say go back. That's not what you're supposed to do. You can do it 100 times. If you don't come out in good mood, you may lose that problem. You just go home. There are certain people that have really met me in the last 2 days. I said, oh, this year edition far more than last year's edition. Yet they gave me some observations. I keep them to myself. I'll discuss with him in the next 2 or 3 days. So I will start building in those observations before the next edition. And we will come to hell the next edition to be better than this one. That's the progress. So, and I must thank all of you again for coming out anytime he calls. I know it's not easy to bring FT Nollywood stars to Frankfurt. I know what Mr. Nigeria is passing through. But at the same time, I think because of the patriotism in you people, you also make sacrifices. There are many of you now that must have, maybe even in your private businesses, for coming to this place in the last 3 days or 4 days, you have lost some money. We'll give you a disclaimer. But you chose to come. Not for anything, but out of patriotism. And that is why I have cause to say thank you to all of you for the sacrifices made. But please, like our ambassador, Senator Taina said, when he was trying to thank the people that contributed to the success of this particular edition, he was still appealing to all of us to continue to support. We shouldn't get tired of support. And we go home, we tell others that, oh, we have seen what our brother is doing there. Please, let's give him helping hands. That is the only thing I would say to us now. And for whatever you have done,
you didn't end it well. To tell the rest of them so that the show will continue to.
Oh, the show must continue. Yeah, for the show to go on. So please, and I know it's only God that can replenish you bountifully. Nobody else can. Mr. Israel cannot be. Only God can replenish you. And for honoring our reception, our dinner reception, our mini dinner reception, I want to thank you for coming. And I'm happy that you enjoyed the food. But you're supposed to finish everything before you leave, because there's quite few in the house. And then I want to say that as you leave in the week, the same God that brought you safely, I pray it takes you back home safely. As you come peacefully, you're going back to meet your families in peace. And please, don't just go and abandon us here. Well, let's stay in touch. My people are here. We'll be seeing them. Mr. Adeto Faro, but just call him Faro. He's my number 2. and is in charge of culture and the diaspora. So this is scheduled. And that's why you see him everywhere. It's as well not let him rest. So Kingsley is also related schedule. He's in charge of consular matters. All the headaches that our Nigerians are facing with immigration, the headaches every day, he absorbs them. Madam, oh okay, I skipped Madam Memuna. Madam Memuna, every day the government tends to, well, I don't know whether they're trying to prioritize something, but they say bring investors. She is the one to make sure she brings investors. She's an economic desk. But talking about investment, I must say something. We are always critical. We don't like to talk about taking investors to Nigeria alone. We want Nigerians to also come here and invest. Yes, Nollywood is one aspect of investing here. But there are more things here that we can invest, that you can come. We have the population in Nigeria, and we have a lot of people with this IT knowledge in Nigeria. There are many things that we can do with the Germans to take something home. And that restaurant, I don't need to wait to afford choice.
They're not, sir.
And so we have
Low battery charge your phone.
the Nollywood restaurant